Smoke detectors installed on a sloped ceiling like a cathedral ceiling present a unique installation challenge. The key is understanding how smoke behaves in these spaces. Smoke rises and tends to accumulate to the highest point. However, stratification can occur, where layers of air at different temperatures prevent the smoke from reaching the very peak. Therefore, proper placement is essential to ensure the smoke detector activates promptly. The requirement for smoke detector height on a cathedral ceiling depends on your local building codes, which are often based on model codes like those published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. Generally speaking, for smooth, sloped ceilings, you will want to mount the smoke detector on the ceiling or wall if necessary, such that the top of the detector is 4 inches to 12 inches below the ceiling surface. This is to account for any dead air space that might be at the peak. However, this range can vary based on the specific code requirements in your area. It is important to note that the 4-inch measurement refers to the distance from the peak of the ceiling down to the top of the smoke detector itself, not the bottom. If the ceiling has exposed beams or other structural elements, the placement might need to be adjusted to ensure smoke can reach the detector. If the slope of the ceiling is too steep to allow for proper mounting, the detector might need to be mounted on a nearby wall, but still within the 4 to 12-inch range from the ceiling. It is important to always consult the manufacturer's instructions for specific installation guidance for the particular smoke detector you are using. These instructions will often provide details on optimal placement and any specific considerations for slope ceilings. In addition, it is crucial to check with your local building inspector or fire marshal to confirm the specific code requirements in your jurisdiction. They can provide clarification on any local amendments or interpretations of the code that may apply. Incorrectly installed smoke detectors may not function as intended, potentially delaying or preventing a fire alarm, which could have serious consequences. Remember that early detection is crucial for fire safety, so taking the time to ensure proper installation is essential. Keep in mind that regulations often differentiate between smoke alarms and smoke detectors. A smoke alarm contains both the sensor and the alarm in one unit. A smoke detector is a sensor only and requires a separate control panel. In residential applications, smoke alarms are far more common. When choosing a location, avoid areas near windows, doors, or air vents, as drafts can interfere with smoke reaching the detector. Also, do not install smoke detectors in kitchens or bathrooms, where steam and cooking fumes can cause false alarms. Hardwired smoke detectors, which are connected to your home's electrical system, often include a battery backup to ensure they continue to function during a power outage. Battery-powered smoke detectors are also available and are a good option for locations where wiring is not easily accessible. It's important to test your smoke detectors regularly, typically once a month, to ensure they are functioning correctly. Press the test button on the detector and listen for a loud, clear alarm sound. Replace the batteries in your smoke detectors at least once a year, or as recommended by the manufacturer. A good practice is to replace the batteries when you change your clocks for daylight saving time. Smoke detectors do not last forever. Most manufacturers recommend replacing smoke detectors every 10 years. Check the date of manufacture on your smoke detector to determine when it needs to be replaced. When replacing a smoke detector, consider upgrading to a model with advanced features such as interconnected smoke detectors. Interconnected smoke detectors communicate with each other, so if one detector detects smoke, all of the detectors in the home will sound an alarm. This can provide an early warning of a fire, especially if the fire starts in a remote area of the home. Some interconnected smoke detectors can be wired together, while others are wireless. In addition to smoke detectors, consider installing carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors will alert you to the presence of carbon monoxide in your home. For optimal safety, install smoke detectors on every level of your home, inside and outside of each sleeping area. Consider the specific layout of your home when determining the best placement for your smoke detectors. Remember that installing and maintaining smoke detectors is a critical part of fire safety. By following these guidelines, you can help protect yourself and your family from the dangers of fire. Firstly, always consult and adhere to your local building codes and regulations regarding smoke detector placement, as they may have specific requirements that supersede general recommendations. Secondly, consider the specific characteristics of your cathedral ceiling, such as its slope, height, and any obstructions like beams or skylights, when determining the optimal location for your smoke detector. Thirdly, ensure that the smoke detector you choose is listed and labeled by a nationally recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or all, to ensure that it meets safety standards and performance requirements. Fourthly, remember to regularly test and maintain your smoke detectors to ensure they are functioning properly and providing adequate protection.